welcome to the second part of my reviews here. This movie is probably I have so many favorite movies. I cannot even think of my favorite movie. I have so many favorites. This is on my list of my favorites, and it is, yes, Plan 9 from Outer Space, often considered the worst movie ever made. Far from it. I'll get into more of that later. But, I have to start with the plot. The plot of this movie is aliens are trying... Well, yeah, it's aliens who try to, enforce the 9th plan of Earth's conquest. The first 8 apparently did not work, by raising an army of zombies to conquer the world. Those dead are manipulated by the zombies to take over the world. That's it. That's basically what Plan 9 from Outer Space is. And one thing I love watching this movie for is the flubs, the massive amount of flubs that are in the film. The dates might transition, the tombstones that fall over, the string-powered flying saucers, which is kind of my favorite, part of the film. I've always wanted, this is kind of weird, but I've always wanted to have, or to find, the person who owns the flying saucers used in the film. What happened to the little friggin' things on strings? I know they were model flying saucers bought by Ed Wood at a hobby shop. They weren't paper plates or hubcaps, as many people think. They were model flying saucers. What the hell happened to them? Were they thrown away at the end? Who has them? Does anybody have them? Are they for sale? Alright. I just would like to know whatever happened to them. And whatever happened to the props from this movie. Were they thrown away? Were they bought by someone and tucked away? I don't know. I would love to find out. If anybody, I doubt anybody knows, but if anybody knows what happened, please tell me. I would love to know. But I cannot. I mean, I will watch this movie over and over again and never get bored of it. I just finished watching it. Oh my God, this movie is, boy, I would prefer watching this sometimes over, I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, but I would prefer watching this over friggin' some of the Star Wars movies, In some ways, this is a science fiction classic in some ways, But I know some people, especially a lot of younger people like me, wouldn't know what this movie is. I know about it because I'm a classic movie fan. I really don't like a lot of newer. I mean, I do, but I tend to like older cinema better. Like up until like maybe the mid '90s or something like that. But yeah, the Bela Lugosi died during production. Actually, he died before production. And Ed Wood only had a couple feet of film, silent footage of him, and he used the same exact footage again and again during the movie, to make up for, his death. And he used his own chiropractor, to be a Bela Lugosi double, which is something that I respect in many ways, and I diss in many ways, man. Looks nothing like him. I can see why Ed Wood would think he would be a good double, because he does look like him, the top of the head, the eyes and stuff. But you can definitely tell it's not Bela Lugosi in some parts. And Ed Wood was smart in some ways and kind of cut from the footage of his chiropractor to Bela Lugosi footage of the chiropractor to Bela Lugosi footage, to kind of, fill in, that this is Bela Lugosi, but it's not. You can tell. And the chiropractor does have to wear the cape. You never see him without, the cape down like this, so he can block out the rest of his facial features. Very, very, Ed Wood pretty much filmed a complete guerrilla filmmaking. And, I just think it's a classic B movie One of my favorite films, Plane Night from Outer Space, 5 out of 5. See it, because it's a classic B, low budget, 1950s science fiction film. And about, this is not the worst movie ever made. Alright? You wanna know what the worst movie ever made is? Friggin' Geely, the Jennifer Lopez movie. Friggin' Fat Girls, disaster movie, alright? Those movies are shitty. Speed 2 Cruise Control, This isn't the worst movie of all time. This is even boring. This is friggin' entertaining as hell, dude. It sucks if I watch this movie and I get thirsty, I have to pause it, go out, get a Coke, and then come back, because I like what's going on. Held my interest. Yeah, I can point out the goofs, and it's fun to laugh at, but that's the fun of watching Plane Night from Outer Space, is pointing out the goofs. But check this out, man. It's a classic film, alright? Absolute classic. Fantastic B-movie. It'll hold your interest. Great film. Check it out. 5 out of 5. Plane Night from Outer Space, directed by Edward D. Wood Jr. My next review, which is going to come up, is on the new, well, it came out last year, but the new George A. Romero film, Diary of the Dead, which I will just talk about next time. Thanks, guys.